Okay, what I've done is created a commission disbursement form for record keeping so that the brokerage is in compliance with real estate laws and that you guys are able to keep a record of all transactions that come through the company. This is a good time to do it while you guys are in the startup phase and continue to grow. And as you continue to grow and get more agents, it's going to be more and more complicated to keep on top of every deal. You'll have probably less involvement as agents operate more independently eventually. So with this form, it allows you guys to have a record of what dollar went where and why. I understand that it's probably pretty easy to do some simple math, 80% to the agent, 20% to the company. But like I mentioned, as you guys can continue to grow and there's referral fees involved, earnest money, dual agents, different splits of the deal, and, less and less deals that you guys are involved with, and overrides to management. I do think that this is a really simple sheet that will just include all of that information. It will spell it out. It will break it down for each contract that you guys have to be accountable for. The form I've created, it looks a little overwhelming as we kind of go through it. It's about a page and a half, I would say, from start to finish in Excel. I'm going to just zoom out here that you can really see the length of it. The fields in this lighter color here, not blue, pink or so, those are the fields that the agent will be responsible for filling out. This section here and this section here, the accounting, I've auto-populated formulas in each set so that the math is right and also that it can just be a quicker completion. So I'll just go ahead and give you guys a rundown or an example of how to fill this out, and then you guys can decide if you want to make any additions or changes or removals, really adjust it in any way, and I'll be able to manipulate it accordingly. I do think that there are probably ways or programs out there that could keep track of your business and your transactions that are specifically tailored for real estate brokerages. However, as we've come to find out, there is a fee for everything. So for the time being, this is a free and pretty simple way of record keeping. So we'll just go ahead and start pretending that I'm an agent. What they'll do is open this program or this file up. They'll find it in Google Docs, Google Drive. They'll just be able to download it themselves and fill it out on their computer. The video that I've made now is an example of what I can do for them to walk them through how to fill this out, and we can also provide them with a completed example. So first things first, they'll grab this page from the Google Drive. Then they'll be sure to send any earnest money deposit that's added to the bank account. They'll go ahead and send the management/ownership a record of that. Then they'll complete this form and they'll upload the completed form into the accounting folder on the Google Drive. And from there, any management, or really actually probably any ownership, will be able to review it, approve it, and at the end, I've added a signature. And really, no commission check should be cut until a signature here is added. And for ownership, all you'll have to do is come in to open this form, and you can really skip over all of this and jump down to this section and just see that the numbers look right. If there's a discrepancy, you can then jump up and try to figure out what went wrong, something doesn't add up. To be honest, you'll find in collecting commissions that oftentimes there's errors. So whether it's usually title that might, you know, misinterpret the escrow or overlook something. So the escrow letter. So this is a nice form to have to kind of understand, you know, where all the funds are accounted for. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and walk through this, pretending that I'm an agent, filling this out for myself. Here you'll see the transaction file number, and I've created it using the address and agent's license number. I did this because when these are uploaded, they're going to continuously add and grow. So what we're going to want is to be able to access these in an organized manner when we need to. Let's say it's tax season and you want to pull up all of your production or your records of all the deals you completed. Well, in that accounting folder on Google Drive, you'll be able to use your license number to pull up all your transactions if we file it this way. And then if there's a specific deal that you're looking for, you can use your license number to pull up your deals, and then you can use the address to identify a specific one. So here, let's just go ahead and pretend I just did a deal on 123 Main Street. I'm going to do 123 for Main Street, and then 2015-005-399 for my license number. Another thing I've done on this form is I've locked everything. If you guys need to unlock it, only the management / ownership will have the ability to unprotect the sheets. So you go to Review and then Unprotect Sheet, and there's a password. It's lowercase pros 2018. But for now, I'm pretending I'm an agent. I'm just going to go ahead and jump from one field to another. And because we can jump like this so quickly, it really will only take 10 minutes or so to fill out. So I'm going to go ahead and jump and identify this as a new sale that I've not completed anything yet. I'm going to add my name. And if I was coming back and making a change, let's say there was a discrepancy where title company did send us an incorrect amount of commission, and we have records that have already been turned in and signed by a broker, I would then identify this box and go and maybe leave some notes at the bottom for the broker to either reapprove or re-sign. But for now, we're going to go ahead and pretend it's just a new sale, and we're going to jump down. I mentioned it was 123 Main Street. I'll also do city and state and zip, but I'm going to conserve time here. The property type, here is where we'll put industrial, retail. Let's just go ahead, pretend it's retail, there's office. Contract date goes here, and then we're going to jump down here. Commercial sale, lease, business brokerage, outgoing referral, or other. Identify here what type of sale it was, or actually what type of transaction it was. I'm going to pretend it's a commercial sale. But even when we get, you know, let's say you guys have a residential deal that you guys are referring out and you're going to collect 25% of it. That would be here for outgoing referral because that still is split with the company. So 20% going to the company, the remainder going to you. And we do need to have those filed away as well. So that's why I've put this here. For any special things, maybe a consulting fee or what you guys want to call it, maybe that goes with this box here, other. Okay, moving on, jumping down, we are going to get to this portion, and we just fill out whatever side we're on. I know that often you'll be on both sides of the deal, or maybe one of our agents has a listing and the other agent in our company brings a buyer. So at some points, they may both be filled out, but let's pretend that I'm on the listing side. I'm going to go ahead and put a check there. Our list price will be, I'm going to say $100,000 just for simple math purposes. Here's where I put the seller and client's name, the date listed, the outside broker's name. This is kind of important because if we're given $40,000 of a commission check that we only get 50% of, and the other remaining 50 goes to the outside brokerage, we're going to want to know where to send it. So let's just pretend we're sending it to Tim Smith, listing expiration here. Sorry that this jumps kind of around, but that's how tab does it. I don't have control over the order in which you tab. We're back here. Tim Smith, he is part of CBRE. Now we know how or where to send the money and how much of the outside broker's commission. Back to this listing expiration date, this is nice to have because if you are doing a transaction and for whatever reason the deal falls through, you'll be able to just have record or the broker will be able to see, when that listing expires to be able to potentially save the deal or find new buyers. Also, I'm almost positive by real estate law, every brokerage does need to have that on record anyway. Okay, jumping down. For the sake of example, I'm going to go ahead and put all three of us on this deal. So let's go ahead and put myself here for 10% with my 80% commission split with the company. Tom is going to be on it as well with, let's do 45 with his 80% of the company. And Ellen is, oops, I forgot Ellen's to add her last name. She's going to get 45 as well. Goodness, sorry, I'm on my husband's computer and I don't do well with transition of computers, keyboards. So anyways, we've given her typical 80% of the split of the company. So you'll see here that this must equal 100. So we've got 10, 45, and 45 equaling 100. If this hadn't equaled 100, then you won't know how to account for all the funds in the commission and how to disperse them. So this section must equal 100. This does not have to, that's fine. Okay, so we've completed this section of the listing side, which is the side we represent. That means we can go ahead and skip over buying side. All right, I'm going to try to speed this up. I'm probably boring you. Okay, sales price, let's just pretend that we sold it for the $100,000 that I mentioned prior. Gross commission was $40,000. In red, you'll see it says enter the amount for the side you represent only. So like I said, we were on the listing side and we're going to get half of this. Oops, not $200,000. We're going to get $20,000. And I realize you would never get a $40,000 commission on a $100,000 sale, but just go with me for simple math purposes. Let's put the contract date in here, the closing date here, buyer's name and seller's name. Both sides of the deal, the client's names are very important to have on record. Let's pretend there's a referral so that we can show the breakdown. So let's just pretend that this referral came from a lady named Stacy Jackson. And let's just go ahead and pretend there was no earnest money. I don't think it's typical for commercial, but I'm not quite sure. Definitely, obviously not for business brokerage deals or leases. I'm not sure as well. So let's just skip over that. Then you'll find here, and if I unprotected the cells, you'll see that all my formulas are written underneath these gray cells or purple cells, whatever they're appearing out to be. But everything's auto-populating. So once we fill out these sections that I just showed you up here, it should be really, really quick and simple from this point on. And the sections I just showed you, I mean, you should be able to fly through those in 5 minutes. So now that we're down here, just go ahead and put, you know what? I'm going to interrupt myself and bring us back to this referral section. I'm going to say that it's typical to do Stacy Jackson, what brokerage she came from, and how much, well, and just what brokerage she's coming from, so you know where to send the check. Okay, so now let's pretend she's getting 25% referral, which is quite typical. Once I pop that in, then the math is auto-populated. She's getting 25% of $20,000, which is $5,000, and our company is left with $15,000. then here in the same order that I entered each agent's name up above, I'm going to go ahead and enter them again. In fact, up above, you'll see, and I didn't do it. Oh, you know what? I need to add it. I think it's appropriate if we have the license number here. I've done it down here, and I forgot to add it here. So every agent's license number should be recorded as well. Moving on, Caitlin came first, then Tom, and then Ellen. And their breakdowns should be, of their splits should be accurate. And once this is added, you'll see how much collectively is going to the agents and the remaining going to the agency. Now, if this is right, then 20% of $15,000 is $3,000. For the sake of example, let's go ahead and add an override fee. Pretend it is going to Bruce, Florida, and pretend he's getting 5% of this deal. That means he got an override of $150. Now, I have a question for you guys. Let's see, review on Protect Sheet Pros 2018. Oops, my cap locks are on. On Protect Sheet, lowercase, Pros 2018. So for this, I did have a question for you guys on this portion of the form. What did you guys, where did you want that override to come from? Did you want it to come from the top of the deal, $15,000, or did you want it to come from the agent's commission? So as of now, I have it coming from G85, the net company dollar. But let me know if you want it to come from the commission that agents, that before the agents get their commission. And I'll adjust that accordingly once you let me know. Anyways, you'll see that we're left with our net company dollar. And here in this section is just a rundown of everything. Gross commission is $40,000. The outside brokerage is getting $20,000. Be sure to send it that way. The referral fee paid out is $5,000. Be sure to send that out. We're left with $15,000. Be sure to pay your agent accordingly. Be sure to pay the management their override, and then you'll be expecting this amount in your company funds to keep. So that's essentially it. Like I mentioned, it should only take about 5 minutes to fill out once you really get the hang of it. And what I'll do is just create a video like this so that agents and new agents can refer to a video like this to understand how to fill this out. And we'll also provide an example just above a hard copy or PDF that we can upload and show as an example. But I have no reason to believe that no one, that every agent should be able to fill this out themselves. This is a section where you can add notes by saying, you know, let's say this commission is going to be dispersed or paid out over the course of 6 months or something like that. So that's where those notes go so that the broker / ownership could understand, have an understanding. Anyway, brokers would then review this section, or ownership would review this section and add a signature plus your license number. Save it, upload it to Agency Professionals Google Drives so that you can accumulate a record-keeping file, and from there, cut the check. I don't think that a check should be cut until this form is filled out. It's not a complicated form, and I don't believe it'll take long. So, but it will keep you guys organized and accountable. If you have any questions, let me know. And again, if you'd like to see any changes, I can go ahead and make those changes. And I'm going to be sending you guys a copy of this. Please feel free to check my math. And I will unlock it. I'll leave it unlocked. Well, actually, I'll protect the sheet, but I'll give you an example of what formulas I'm using so that you can make sure that they're accurate. Alrighty. All right. Again, let me know if you guys don't think this might work for whatever reason. Okay. Thank you.